All right. Good morning, y'all. It is ugly as all get out outside. All right, we're just going to cruise here for a second. Let me get out on the main road. Timing, I'm about a minute behind here, but it's all right. I actually got asked this question live on TV. Can you make a right with the red arrow? One of the number one questions I get. You sure can, as long as there's no other signage that says that you cannot. The arrows are simply there to indicate to you that travel lane or that traffic indicator, that traffic control device is for you. Good morning, guys. This is Trooper Steve on patrol. I am Steve, your traffic safety expert, here at WKMG News 6, and we're live. 10 o'clock on the dot right now, here on your July 15th. It is ugly outside. It is raining. We have some tropical weather moving through across the Central Florida area right now. So if you're watching us from Central Florida, anywhere up from St. Augustine down towards Palm Bay area and then inward, you're getting some weather right now. So just be careful if you have to get out. Nothing too crazy, but Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos letting us know that the downpours will be rather severe. So we want to make sure that you're paying attention to that. And then I've been really behind lately, so the web producer master, just everybody's kind of fixer Kathleen came into me and she's like, Steve, what are we talking about today? Let's go. And I was like, well, what should we talk about? And instead of talking about the laws, all the don't do this and don't do that, I thought, well, she thought, and then together we came up, what about we talk about some do's and don'ts that just keep you safe, that make you a better driver while out in this kind of mess. What kind of mess I'm talking about? Look at this right now. It is so ugly out here right now. We're going to go drive into some heavy rain. I pulled up on the maps, and we're going to just head into the Deltona area, into some of this heaviness, and just see what the weather brings us. But in return, we're going to talk about a few things. So first off, if you're joining us this morning, good morning to you guys. Weather's pretty rough, and there's always bad habits. There's good habits. I want you to take your toolbox. I want you to open that toolbox, and whatever you think is going to work for you, I want you to stuff that toolbox in there. And whenever you run into these problems, you get to sort through and pick out what you want to use. It's a really good metaphor, the toolbox thing. I used to joke that I've had a few rough supervisors that I definitely know what not to do back in the day. But we're going to talk about some driving behaviors, not necessarily laws that are in place, but behaviors that you should be doing in order to make you a better driver. And then talk about stuff that I want you to avoid. So, dang, dude, stay in your lane, bro. That's called like punishment passing. He's lucky that we're live right now. We're not going to clown him, though. We're not. It's all good. All right. So, equipment check. Number one, you want to make sure your vehicle is in full top order, especially out in the rain. That's standard. Whether it's good weather or not, you want your vehicle in good functioning condition. But I'm talking not just your tires, but your wiper blades. How often do we check them? Only when it rains, right? And then you're like, oh, I got to replace this stuff. You should be including your wipers in that monthly check that I told you about, that Trooper Steve monthly equipment check that you're setting on your phone, that you're just checking on your stuff. You're doing a once around your vehicle. You're checking on the lights. You're making sure everything is functioning. Of course, the lights on your vehicle, turning signals included, daytime running lights, brights, low beams, tail lights, all of it. If you have turning signals on your side view mirrors, although not required by law, they are an extra safety measure. You want to make sure that stuff is working. All right. Now that we've checked the equipment, when we're driving in this mess, all your lights are on, guys. And I'm not talking about just driving with your headlights on because your car says they're on. I'm talking about physically, manually turning on your headlights. So often you guys are like, oh, my car does it on its own. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. I drive a Ford Explorer for my personal vehicle. The daytime running lights and the automatic lights are great, but they only put on my headlights. How do I know this? Because I inspected my vehicle. So you want to make sure that everything's turned on. So right now, I have manually turned on my stuff, but check out the two vehicles here in front of me. So we have two different options, a good one and a bad one. The Explorer here in the center travel lane off to my left. Tail lights are on, they're illuminated. The Mitsubishi that's directly in front of me, you can't even see them. Why? You mix this weather up and then the kick up of the water, their tail lights aren't even on. So that is something that you got to keep in mind. It might not necessarily be for them, but you're turning your lights on for the other drivers around you. Okay, it can get real difficult to see very fast, and you can see right here, weather conditions, I-4 eastbound route right now at the 104, pretty rough. Take note to where I am driving, which brings me to point 4. Drive to the right when you can. Not necessarily for legal purposes, but again, remember, why are we giving this advice? I'm doing it for you. You drive to the right because it gives all the other crazies the opportunity to do what they got to do. It gives you availability if something was to occur for you to bail out and go to the shoulder. That simple. All right, so drive to the right when it's raining. See our traffic starting to come to a little bit of a slowdown. Which leads me to point 5, the last one that we're talking about for today is for the do's. All right. If your hazard lights must come on, maybe it's time for a break. Florida law did change last July, and it allowed Florida drivers to put their hazard lights on when in pretty rough conditions in order to make other drivers aware of them. I'm not a big fan of this because your hazard lights are there to let you know something's wrong with you or your vehicle. So when I see them, I'm thinking something's wrong. But when other drivers put them on, maybe something's wrong with you. So hear me out. Yes, legally, you are allowed to put your hazard lights on. But if you're putting them on in rough weather, maybe you should be taking a break somewhere. It's time for you to exit the roadway. It's time for you to move on, park somewhere, let that weather pass, and then you call it a day. Right now you can see here, we are doing 44 miles an hour in a posted 65 miles an hour zone. 20 miles an hour under the posted speed limit. Why? Because there is such thing as too fast for conditions. I'm talking a little loud just because it's loud. It's loud in here. So I'm going to turn these wipers on a little bit more, get this spinning. Man, good weather coming through this morning. If you're joining us, we're talking about the do's and don'ts of driving in really rough conditions. We're currently eastbound along I-4 in Volusia, where some of that weather's moving through right now. Pretty rough stuff. All right, let's talk about the don'ts. I have 4 big don'ts that I want to talk about. Again, these are not legal things. These are things that I am trying to give to you so that you're a better driver in these types of conditions. Number one, on these roadways, don't ever use your cruise control. Your cruise control is going to delay you. It's just not safe. Another reason, think about I'm going to get spiritual with you guys, all right? Think about the connection you have with your vehicle. Your vehicle, in return, has with the ground. By placing, call me crazy, by placing your foot on the accelerator, having that connection with the vehicle, you know things that are happening. You know when suddenly your vehicle begins to hydroplane. You know when suddenly, hey, something's wrong. So when you're in rough conditions like this, you might hit a pedal. You might hit a nuisance ponding, as Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos likes to call it. Having that cruise control just slows the delay. So a don't of driving in bad condition, no cruise control. Avoid it as much as possible, let alone just do not use it. Number 2, at or below the speed limit. I'm posted right now in a 65 mile an hour zone. We're traveling eastbound on a highway with other vehicles. Nobody is doing 65. Why? It would be too fast for the conditions that are present to us. Remember, speed limits are designed for perfect weather conditions. They're not designed for stuff like this that we're in right now. So slow your speed down, move to the right. Nice little recipe for success, all right? And the last one I'm going to give you as a Trooper Steveism, no high beams. No high beams at all whatsoever. They don't do anything for anybody within rainy conditions. Like this. This is confusing for me. Why this truck needs their flashers on when they're already in the right lane doing low speed. Very confusing to me, something I'll never truly understand. It's mildly sarcastic, but if you've got an explanation that you do it and you think it's valid, I'd love to hear from you. But yes, weather conditions really rough this morning, and so it's a lot of just do's and don'ts. None of the stuff that are legal. I'm not giving you legal advice here. I'm giving you that Trooper Steve safety advice, because I just want you to be safe. So let's go through them real quick before we kind of wrap this up. The weather is pretty thick out here. So if you're out in this weather, and you have to be this morning, make sure your vehicle is up to par. What am I talking about? I want to make sure that equipment is good. Your tires, your wipers, number one, and then of course your lights are working on your vehicle. If, for whatever reason, you're out and about, you want to make sure you're traveling with all your lights on. Manually turn on your lights. Do not rely on your automatic lights. Why? Because sometimes it doesn't turn on to your tail lights. It's not necessarily for you, but you want other drivers to see this as well. Drive right when possible. Why do I say that? I want you to be in that right lane, because if something was to occur, it gives you the opportunity to get out of the way, and of course, other drivers, let them just go. Let them go. All right. What do I want you to avoid? No cruise control. No cruise control at all. You lose that connection with the car, guys. I want you to have that contact, that one-on-one with the car. Of course, at or below the speed limit, we've been well below. I'm in a 70 zone right now, and we're cruising at 55 miles an hour. Other traffic right here with us this morning. And then, of course, no high beams. No high beams at all. Creates a wall in front of you and a big bright blob for other drivers. So ultimately, I want you guys to be safe out here. Weather is unpredictable here in the state of Florida. We've had a lot of new people visit here. So many of you guys from up north now calling Central Florida home. I hope you're choosing News 6 as your number one source of news. But at the end of the day, I hope you're taking what we're taking, giving to you. And man, these guys take this serious. Yeah, because we're not all locked up in the city. We've got highways to drive on. So I want you guys to be safe today. It'll be in and out. No big deal. It's not a hurricane. We're going to be all right. You guys have a great day. Drive safely. I'll talk to you guys later.